Hello guys, my name is Michael and welcome to a new GTK scale widget tutorial, which is the last one, which implies this widget, and it is CSS time. Now let us see. I clean a little bit the code, and as you can see we have here only a window which we are creating, an adjustment for our scale, and then we add it and print it to the screen. So basically here is our program, here's our scale, nothing's special about it. Okay, so that being said, let us check the CSS. Now we are here where the GTK scale is. I'm going to click on description right here, and as you can see here is our CSS nodes, and there are quite a lot of them, isn't it? Well, let's see what kind of things we can change based on these nodes and subnodes and so on. So basically we have the scale, we have some marks, the tops and the bottom marks, and then we have the mark itself, which has a label, an indicator, and of course we have the value, contents, and then goes through, slider, highlight, fill, and so on. And so let's see. Let us see what we can do. We are going to, first thing first, we are going to give color to our window. So I'm going to say background color green. I will compile it and run it and see if it works. Of course it works. I loaded the CSS function right here. You already know what this function does and so on, so I don't need to explain you now at this point. Now what do we have? We have the scale itself, isn't it? Yeah, it says the scale. So I'm going to copy it, scale, and now here we can change its color. I'm going to copy the part here, let's say orange. I'm going to compile and run it and see how it looks like. So as you can see, this is the whole scale because the value is up here. So basically this is the whole scale. Okay, now let us make some other things, like I'm going to copy this part here sometime, and I'm going to say for example the let's say the focus, why not, could be red, and let's say hover, which also could be brown. Okay, and compile it and run it. See, no, that's wrong, brown. Compile it and run it, and let's see what happens and how it looks like. And as you can see, we have the color brown because my pointer is right here. I removed the pointer, and as you can see, the focus is now red. I'm going to move the window, it goes back to its default color because the scale widget has no focus anymore. So basically works fine. Okay, so that being said, because it works fine, I'm going to hide this part right here because we don't need it. Now we are, I'm going to let only the orange one, and let us see the next things next. Mark top. Well, let's see. Whoa, sorry about that, guys. Let's see how, why I'm doing that. I need to copy it. So let's see how does this thing behaves, the way how it is now. So scale, marks top, it is the top side of our scale, and we're going to say its background, you know what, I'm going to say orange, and I'm going to move this one right here because we definitely don't need a background for our scale. We are not interested now. So let's see what happens, and whoa, it doesn't happen. We have nothing. So I mean, we said now orange. Why? Well, because of the marks itself. Now let us go a little bit back. I'm going to open this. No, I'm going to open a new one right here. So let us go to our functions. You remember this function? Where is it? Right there. GtkScale add mark. Well, because this mark doesn't exist, of course it doesn't exist the GTK the CSS node as well. So let us call this function right here, and it says the first one is the scale, so GTK scale, and our scale, of course. The second one is the value. The value means the value which, if you remember, let me comment it. The value means the value which you choose to be printed between the lower and the upper values from your scale. So basically now we have here 0 and we have here 10, and now we can set a mark to, let's say, to the 5 position. Okay, so basically I'm going to put the value to 0 here of the adjustment, and now I'm going to say 5 is the value which I want to be marked, and next one is the position. About the position, I could say, for example, left, okay, so GTK position left. Why left? Because it is horizontal, like you see this volume control here, right here. It is a horizontal position. Its position. This is what I say to my scale. So basically, the bottom side is right here where the volume icon is, and the top one is here, and the left one is here, and the right one is here. So don't think that if you have a horizontal scale, the bottom side will be at the bottom under the scale. No, it will be right here on the left side. Anyway, we will see that in a moment. Next, it is the markup, isn't it? Yes, the markup. So I'm not going to do something special. I'm just going to call the span tag, and then I'm going to say I don't know, you know what, I'm not going to do something specially. I'm going to let see right like that. And now again I'm going to close the span tag, and now we have 5. Let's see, and compile it and run it, and bingo. You see, now we have our mark right here. Let me clean a little bit the code so that you understand better. I'm going to hide this part right here. I'm going to compile it and run it again. So basically we are creating a mark, this one right here. You see, this here is the 5, is the middle point from 0 to 10 which we have, and this is the mark which we added. So basically now the next thing which does scale mark top, where is it? There's it, scale mark top. It is the top of our mark. In this example, because we are positioned on the left side, it means top. Okay. That being said, it should be a bottom side too, which is right here. This is the next one. For this, we are going to create another mark, and I'm going to change a little bit. I'm going to say here 3 and here 6, and now I'm going to say right, which, remember, it is the bottom one this time because we are positioning our scale in the horizontal its position. And now we have a 5 here and we have a 5 here. Of course the numbers are wrong because it should be 3 and it should be, of course, yes, it will be 6. Now because we have them both set, now we can move here. I'm going to copy this part here. I'm going to drop it right here, and we can say white, whatever. And now bottom. Let's see. And now it should be orange up and white at the bottom. I just compile it and run it, and as you can see we have orange and bottom. This is the background of the mark, the whole background which the scale provided for your marks, you see, and looks a little bit strange. And this is another story from another tutorial about how you can align this if you really want to have them. It's not important now. You can do it with paddings or with margins, but this is another story. Now, because let's go back. Now we saw mark top and mark bottom. Now we are going to see the next thing, the value, before we go inside to something. So basically we're going to say scale and value. We are going to access it with directly, you see, because it becomes from scale. It's not coming from something else, so we don't basically need to access like this. Okay, now we can set some background color, let's say red, and then color which looks like for red it should look well the yellow, and then of course some font size and font weight, font size of 20 pixels so that looks bigger, and font weight also it should be bold for us. Now let's compare it around and see how the value looks like, the top value, and you see here is this bigger, it is yellow, and its default background now it is red and looks almost nice, which is more than enough. Okay, so that being said, let's move on. The next thing which we have there, it is the content, but the content itself we don't need to set it because the content itself has some child, some subnodes. So basically we need those two things. So we are going back here, going back to scale mark up to our label, because this is what it's interesting for us. So basically mark, you see it's a direct one, so I'm going to say scale and then mark, and now we are going to accessing his child, his subnode label, and we are going to say now for this label I'm going to copy because it's too much to write, isn't it? You don't want to see all these things. So basically let's say blue, and then its color red, font and the word are the same. I'm going to compile it and run it and see the label now, and as you can see the label now is blue, its background, and of course its color is red, so works fine. We didn't choose the bottom or the top, we said mark, so this means at this point applies for both of them, but of course you can do it the bottom or the up one, you can change them through top and bottom marks, but we are not going to do that, we don't need now. I will let you yourself to do it. Now it is time for the indicator. So let's see, we are going to say now scale mark indicator. I'm going to copy this one because again I don't do indicator, but for indicator we need only color. Which color will be? What do you think? What kind of thing it's changing now? You see it? Yes, of course you see it. Between the mark itself and the scale, you see this little tiny line right here, this red one, this is the indicator. Let me put another color so that you see it better. Let me put white. No, white is not good because we already have. Let's use black. Now watch, now I change it and now that little tiny thing is black. You see that line right here, which is the indicator of your mark. The mark is the blue one with the red color, text color, and this line which connects basically the mark with your scale right here, this one it is your indicator. So remember that, that's very important. If you want to set it, you know how. Now we are done with this, we can go down here and we have the contest. And we are going to say it is the progress one we can change, for example. So we are going to say scale content through, nothing more, and let's see what come out. So scale, and next one will be the content, this one, and next one will be the through. And now because we are here, we can say for example let's say the background color blue, just like right like here. I'm going to compile it and run it, and bam, you see this blue. Now I'm going to do something because I really don't like this. I'm going to drop the mark top and mark bottom color because it's crazy. Okay, when you find something better, do it yourself. So now I'm going to drop them, and I go back and compile it and run, and now you see now the whole line right here is blue, and when I move the slider, you see the other part which is here, it has its default value, default color. Which color it is? Now it is a good time for us to talk about it. Do you remember when we are talking about, let me go back a little bit, we're about the origin. You remember I told you, if you want to see the origin from where to where it goes, then you set it and you know basically what that means. I'm going to show you again, but let me, yeah, why not, I'm going to call it right here. Not too much. Setting origin, we need it because if we don't set this origin, we are not going on. So the first thing and the only one, it is our scale. Okay, it's wrong because we need a set origin and not get origin. So let me go back to set has origin right here. What did I said? I said get has origin. Okay, because we need the Boolean also. So I'm going to set false, and now I'm going to compile it and run it, and set, not get, yes, set. Now I'm going to compile it and run it, and you will see only the blue. You see, even if I move this slider right here, the scale itself stays blue. So you never know if you drop the value where the 0 is and where the 10 is. You see, you don't know. But if you don't like it, you can set it to false, and then it looks like that. But if you like it, set it to true, or let it like the false one, which is true. So basically I'm going to drop this part now, we don't need it. I'm compiling and running it just to see that works again as it should be. So defaults now to this value, and this kind of behavior you can of course change it by accessing the highlight right here, this one. So basically this is what we are going to do. So now what do we need? We need to go back right here, down here where we had this row. I'm going to copy this part right here, I'm going to drop it here, and I'm going to say through and more of a highlight. So this one I'm going to copy, pass it here and say red. Now watch. Now you have something funny. When I go right here, you see now it's red. It is not blue anymore, so it looks nicer, way nicer that maybe you thought it is. So basically what to another changes which we can do, did I forgot something? Maybe I don't know, the scale, the value, the context, the indicator, and the label, the context. So it's, how about the slider? What can we do with the slider? Well, let change it a little bit. I forgot the slider. No, of course I forgot. So I'm going to go right here, scale, slider, and we are going to make some change. For this we are going to say another background color, which which is basically what should I choose, because we have so many colors here. We can, I think we can let this brown right here, this red. So no, you know what, I'm going to set to blue, just to be the same color with the, yes, it is blue. Okay, so now because we have it blue, we can set its other functionalities. Like for example, we're going to style its focus, let's say red, and then the hover, let's say orange, and why not, let's set its active also, which should be black, whatever. Now I'm compile it and run it. You see this red dot right here? Well, this red dot right here, it is the focus which we chose. The focus right here is red, and then we said its color should be blue. So this means, because now being the only widget inside this window has focus, but when we move the window, you see now it is blue. And of course, maybe you don't like blue. Let me change it to white or something. Slider white. Okay, let's go back. So now the slider has its color, it's red, like here, because the widget has focus. When I'm going to move the window, basically I grab the focus from the I'm grabbing the focus from the scale widget, and it should be white, and it is white, which is the slider color right here. And of course we have the hover, which is the orange. So this means when I'm going to point my mouse pointer on the slider like this, you see it is orange. And the last thing we said, the active should be black. Active means when you click and hold your mouse on that slider until you release it. So basically I'm going here, now we have orange because I'm only hovering, and now I'm going to click on it and it is black, you see. So basically this is everything which you need to know. More things, if you need to know, then you should try yourself. This means we saw how the scale was, max, top and bottom, then the direct mark, which its label, indicator, the value, the content we saw, which is through slider, highlight, and so on. Okay, so basically that's all. I think we are done now. Yes, it should be more than enough for this. Thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.